Indonesia is a nation quite unlike any other on Earth. Its very identity is shaped by the sea. Imagine a vast country not of contiguous land but of thousands upon thousands of islands scattered across the equator. More than 17,500 islands, a staggering maritime territory. The archipelago stretches for over 5,000 kilometers from east to west, bridging the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The sea is not just a border, it is the fabric that stitches the nation together, a network of highways connecting its people, its cultures, its economies. For Indonesians, the sea is life. This geography presents a monumental challenge, a coastline nearly 100,000 kilometers long, second only to Canada's. Securing the nation becomes a task of epic proportions. The waters hold vital shipping lanes, rich fishing grounds, immense undersea resources. Indonesia must protect this maritime estate from illegal fishing piracy, smuggling, territorial incursions, a nation answering the demands of the sea. When we start to look at the actual numbers, the sheer size of the Indonesian Navy becomes strikingly clear. This is not a small coastal defense force. It is a massive organization that projects power across a vast maritime domain. The Navy boasts an active personnel strength of over 75,000, sailors, Marines, officers. This force crews the fleet, maintains bases across the archipelago, conducts round-the-clock operations. They form the backbone of Indonesia's maritime defense, a human shield for its sea frontiers. The fleet is large and diverse, tailored for archipelago warfare. The Navy operates well over 280 commissioned warships and patrol vessels, frigates, corvettes, fast attack craft, a huge contingent of patrol boats polices straits and coastal areas. The fleet sustains a persistent presence across three main fleet commands. Beneath the waves, Indonesia maintains a strategic submarine force. The Navy operates modern diesel-electric submarines. Nagapasa-class submarines are a key example. In shallow archipelago waters, these quiet submarines are a formidable deterrent. Placing the Indonesian Navy in a global context reveals its true standing as a major maritime power. When measured by the sheer number of active vessels, Indonesia consistently ranks among the top 10 largest navies in the world. It often surpasses traditional naval powers like the United Kingdom, France, Germany. While a direct comparison of combat power is complex, it involves technology training doctrine. The raw numbers alone are a powerful indicator of Indonesia's naval ambitions and its commitment to maritime security. This large fleet size is a deliberate choice, reflecting the immense area of responsibility the Navy must cover. Let's look at some comparisons. The United States Navy operates a fleet of just under 300 ships. These are generally much larger, more technologically advanced vessels like supercarriers, nuclear submarines. China's plan has surged to become the world's largest navy by ship count, with over 350 vessels. Russia also maintains a large fleet. Indonesia fits comfortably within this top tier, establishing it as the preeminent naval power within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. The primary and most visible mission of the Indonesian Navy is the protection of the nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity. This is a relentless 24/7 task. Patrols are constantly underway, monitoring the vast sea borders for any sign of intrusion. This includes foreign vessels entering Indonesian waters without permission, whether they are warships on intelligence-gathering missions or civilian boats engaged in illegal activities. The Navy acts as the nation's gatekeeper, using its ships, aircraft, coastal radar stations to build a comprehensive picture of the maritime domain. This constant vigilance is the first line of defense for a nation whose borders are drawn on water, not land. One of the most critical security roles is combating piracy and armed robbery at sea. The waters around Indonesia, particularly the Strait of Malacca, were once notorious as one of the world's piracy hotspots. Coordinated patrols by Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore have dramatically reduced this threat, but the danger remains. The Indonesian Navy plays the leading role in its own waters, deploying fast response teams and maintaining a strong presence in high-risk areas. While its combat role is paramount, the Indonesian Navy has another, equally vital mission: humanitarian assistance and disaster response. Indonesia sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions. These hazards are a tragic, recurring part of life. When disaster strikes in remote island communities inaccessible by road, the Navy is often the first responder. Its ships become lifelines. They deliver emergency supplies, they deliver medical personnel, they deliver heavy equipment. The Navy's large amphibious ships like the Makassar-class LPDs are perfectly suited for these missions. Makassar-class LPD unloading humanitarian supplies onto a beach. These vessels act as floating hospitals. They act as logistics hubs. They can carry thousands of tons of aid, including food, water, shelter. Onboard medical facilities can treat the injured. They can produce fresh water at sea. They can deploy helicopters from flight decks to reach isolated villages. They can launch landing craft to bring supplies and vehicles straight onto beaches. This capability has proven invaluable time and time again. After the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami, Aceh was hit particularly hard. Archive footage, ACA 2004 tsunami damage and rescue operations. The Indonesian Navy, with international partners, mounted a massive relief operation. Its ships evacuated survivors, they transported aid, they helped re-establish communications. It also spearheads the fight against illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, a scourge that robs the nation of billions of dollars in revenue and devastates marine ecosystems. Seizing foreign fishing trawlers that plunder Indonesian waters is a regular and high-profile mission, sending a clear message that the nation's marine resources will be protected vigorously. Finally, the Navy is responsible for securing Indonesia's vital offshore economic assets. This includes protecting oil and gas platforms, undersea cables, and critical port infrastructure. These installations are tempting targets for terrorists or other hostile actors, and their disruption could have a catastrophic impact on the nation's economy. The Navy establishes security zones around these key assets and conducts regular patrols to deter any potential threats. In essence, the Indonesian Navy provides the security umbrella under which the nation's maritime economy can thrive, ensuring that the wealth of the seas benefits the Indonesian people. Beyond piracy, the Navy is heavily engaged in fighting transnational crime. Recognizing that size alone is not enough, Indonesia is in the midst of an ambitious and far-reaching naval modernization program. The goal is to create a minimum essential force that is not only large, but also technologically advanced and capable of meeting the challenges of the 21st century. This involves a strategic shift from simply acquiring large numbers of ships to focusing on quality, capability, technological superiority. The government is investing billions of dollars in acquiring new platforms, upgrading existing ones, integrating cutting-edge systems across the fleet, ensuring the Navy remains a credible and potent force. A key part of this modernization is the acquisition of new, more powerful surface combatants. Indonesia has moved to procure modern frigates such as the Modernisation-class KRI and Ngustin Gura Rai 332 underway, showcasing sensors and weapons radar systems, sonar systems, missile systems. These ships provide a significant leap in anti-air, anti-surface, anti-submarine warfare capabilities. There are also plans for even larger destroyers in the future. This move towards higher-end warships will give the Navy greater reach and combat power. The submarine force is also receiving significant attention, acquiring new Nagapasa-class submarines built in partnership with South Korea, investing in domestic capacity to build and maintain these complex vessels. Technology transfer, local production enhances the Navy's undersea warfare capabilities, develops the nation's defense industrial base, creating jobs and fostering technological innovation. A stronger, more self-reliant submarine arm is seen as a critical component of Indonesia's national defense strategy for the coming decades. This modernization extends beyond ships and submarines to include naval aviation weapon systems and training, acquiring maritime patrol aircraft, anti-submarine warfare helicopters to improve surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities over its vast waters, investing in anti-ship missiles, torpedoes, air defense systems to enhance the lethality of its fleet. Hardware upgrade is being matched by an investment in people, with more advanced training simulators and opportunities for joint exercises with foreign navies to ensure that Indonesian sailors can get the most out of their new high-tech equipment. In conclusion, the immense size and growing capability of the Indonesian Navy are of profound significance, both for the nation itself and for the wider Indo-Pacific region. For Indonesia, the Navy is the ultimate guarantor of its national unity and sovereignty. It is the force that binds the archipelago together, protecting the sea lanes that are the country's economic arteries, and defending its vast maritime resources from exploitation. In a nation of 17,500 islands, a powerful navy is not just an element of national defense. It is the very foundation of the state's existence and prosperity, ensuring that Jakarta's authority can be felt in its most remote maritime territories. The Navy's strength also underpins regional stability. As the largest and most influential member of ASEAN, Indonesia's ability to secure its own waters has a direct and positive impact on its neighbors. By cracking down on piracy, smuggling, and terrorism in the vital straits, the Indonesian Navy provides a public good for the entire world. A secure and stable maritime Southeast Asia, anchored by a strong Indonesian naval presence, is essential for the free flow of global commerce. This makes Indonesia a key security partner for nations like the United States, China, Japan, and Australia, all of whom have a vested interest in the region's peace and security. Its size is not for aggression but for stewardship.